I've seen that a lot of y'all have been saying that you want Insecure to bring back the mess this season, and that's exactly what they did this episode. So I'm not going to talk about every single thing that happened this episode. I'm going to focus on two things. Obviously, we're going to focus on the whole Lawrence, Nathan, and Issa thing that happened at the end of the episode. And I want to talk about Molly and Taurean as well. I think I'll start with, so Molly and Taurean arrive at the event and everybody's there. I don't know what's going on with this invite list. I don't know what Tiffany was thinking. I don't know. Dro showed up. Like, it's just like, who wrote up the invitations? Who approved this shit? But everybody's there, bitch. Like, everybody's there, right? So Molly and Taurean end up at the event, and Taurean's like being awkward because he got this gift, I guess, and he was like, never mind, I'm just gonna throw this in the trash. And Molly's like, are you okay? Like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, I brought edibles. And I was like, oh God. I was like, oh God, here we go. Here we go. And I'm like, if it was me, I'd be like, bitch, I'm taking them shits too. What you mean? Yeah, so they both took some. I wish they would have given like everybody edibles. Now that shit would have been so funny. Just based off of like all the drama that was going on. Or it was just, the episode was done so well because you could just feel the tension. You can feel it in the silence, in the awkward conversations that I'm gonna get to. You can feel it. But anyway, they were on one. Molly was giggling, laughing her fucking ass off throughout the entire thing. They were obsessed with these macaroni, cheese, whatever the fuck, macaroni and cheese balls. This shit was funny. But one of the most touching moments for Molly, I'm just so happy to see her growth, right? But one of the most touching moments is when they were just like, her and Taurean were really just going through it. Like, child, they were just high as fuck, really obsessed, like I said, with the food. And they ended up sneaking to like a pantry or a closet or whatever, trying to hide. And Molly was just like, hey, like, I am kind of scared. I'm scared about how good this feels. I'm scared that you're gonna get tired of me. It's happened in the past. She basically's like, I don't wanna fuck this up. And Taurean's like, even though I did hate you in the beginning, I'm not gonna get tired of you. And they start fucking, down. Like, and it was so funny when we saw Molly try to hide that, or Molly and Taurean tried to hide the fact that like they're obviously at a different kind of level with their interactions than they were before. They tried to hide that at the job and everybody's like, child, y'all fucking. Like, it was just obvious, but it was just, it's really cool, especially since we've been following Molly for so long. She has really changed, in my opinion. From this, she was like really super judgmental, really insecure. She projected her insecurities in ways that really fucked up her relationships. And now she's like being more open, she's being vulnerable, trusting. And I loved when also she approached Dro, or they end up having this interaction. And Molly's like really chill, really cool about it. Dro was just like, I thought you should know. Like, we were friends before all of this shit happened. Like, we knew each other as kids, I think. So it's just like, might as well just get all this awkward bullshit out of the way. And Dro was like, I divorced, I'm here with someone new, blah, 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 blah. It was really cool. And then Taurean walks up, he's just high as hell. Taurean walks up, he's just like, oh, who's this? And Molly was like, well, this is someone I dated, or we just messed around, we hooked up with a lot. And Taurean was like, oh, okay. I think she said something like it was awkward before, or we were going through some stuff before, but now we're cool. And Taurean was like, oh, okay, really chill about it. And a lot of people's reaction to this was like, oh, well, maybe it was because of the edibles, or he was high as hell, that Taurean had that reaction. But I just think that Taurean is that mature. And that's why I was just so happy that they connected, Molly and Taurean connected at this point, because I think Taurean is just mature and Molly has reached that point of maturity now where a relationship between them can make sense, right? So I'm really happy to see Taurean just like, okay, well, we all have a past. I was doing some crazy shit too in my senior year. So it's like, it was just good to see that healthy interaction, and to see that in the episode juxtaposed, like, with this negativity and insecurity that we have going on with Lawrence and Nathan, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. I think that both Nathan and Lawrence, like, Issa do not need to be playing around with either of their asses, period. I think it's crazy as hell, in my opinion, that Nathan and Issa were talking about moving in together. That shit is crazy as hell to me. So let's just start at this awkward ass, fake ass argument about barbecue between, like, when all the guys were sitting next to each other, between Lawrence and Nathan. Like, they were going back and forth about LA barbecue versus Houston, I guess. I don't know, child. It was so poorly hidden, like the undertones. Like, we already knew what you niggas was talking about for real. Like, girl, it was just so awkward and it was so stupid on both their parts, I think. I think Lawrence is crazy as hell. He's giving me stalker vibes, no shade. And I think Nathan handled the shit fucked up. The thing with Nathan is that I understand it's not it's not an excuse, but I understand why he blew up. But the thing is, like I said, if he had some sense of, I don't want to say maturity, but that's kind of what is given to me. But if he had, I don't know, as soon as he seen Lawrence show up with Condole, whatever, and as soon as he seen Issa looking over there at Lawrence like, okay, what should I do? What should I do? If I was Nathan, I would have been like, look, I don't want, from the beginning, before we even got to this weird ass conversation about barbecue, if I was Nathan and I seen Issa doing that shit, I'd be like, look, like, your ex is here. I don't want any kind of awkward drama or any kind of awkward shit going on. If you need to speak to him, if you need to say, hey, what's up to him, or talk some shit out real quick, I'm gonna fall back and let you do that for a moment so there will be no weird shit. You know what I mean? He's already here. We gonna have to interact. We gonna see each other. Like, bitch, it's gonna be drinks and shit too. We already got bitches high as hell on edibles. Like, if I was Nathan, I would dead that shit immediately. As soon as I seen Lawrence, I'd be like, look, go, if you feel like you need to say something to him, go ahead. Or I would have just made myself known, like, what's up? And that's it, like, just to leave that, to dead that shit. But like I said, I understand why Nathan felt the need. It's not a good excuse. It's not an excuse, it's an explanation. I understand why he felt that way, because at his job, they've been trying him. Remember when they were having that conversation about that one person, I forget who it was, who allowed him to move in, and you know, that was the moment that Issa and him really reconnected. But allowed Nathan to move in, and Nathan was just like coming in and out all hours of the night, and just, it was craziness. He said he was manic at that time. He did not really understand what it was. So he was dealing with that, being called out about that. So it's just like a lot of things have been pressed up against him, and he feels the need to like defend his like honor and defend himself. And I understand that. But it's just, I don't think they ain't ready. I just don't think Issa and Nathan should be in nothing together for shit. So then you have Lawrence coming up out of here talking about, oh no, I gotta confess my love. I love you. I love blah, 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 blah. It's like, nigga, like, what do you want me to do? Issa was trying to get the hell out the way. She was like, yo, I can't do this with you right now. And I completely understand where she was coming from. Like, yo, my nigga, or who I think is my nigga, who I think I'm about to move in with, which is craziness, is here at this party. Like, it's and people everywhere. Like, we can't do this shit right now. And she already said, hey, I probably should not have called you. Like, just leave that shit. She's not comfortable. And that's the thing with who's that nigga that Lawrence is friends with, that with that fucking mohawk? He just puts all type of bullshit in Lawrence's head. And I'm sure that shit was already there, you know? But, oh, I wouldn't let that happen to me. I wouldn't let that happen to me. You should go fight for your girl. That shit is whack. That shit was stupid. I'm sorry. Even if you had texted her or something, even if you had been like, do you want to talk? Do you want to have a conversation now? Can I speak to you for a second? You know what I mean? Can we move over to the side and have a conversation? This big ass, dramatic ass, like, bitch, we ain't in no motherfucking rom-com ass movie type. I guess this is TV, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think some people saw that shit as romantic. Even the shit that Nathan was doing as romantic. And to me, it just seemed like it was a lot of projected insecurities. That's all it seemed like to me. None of that shit was attractive to me. People were just like, oh yeah, fight, but that shit was not attractive to me. Issa trying to get out of the way. He's like, no, what do you mean, nigga? What the fuck do you mean? I don't know. I didn't like none of that shit. This shit, it was an entertaining ass episode though, bitch. You know what I mean? But I just, to put her ass in that situation, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? What are y'all doing? Issa freaking out. That's not cute. It's not fun. She's not gonna love the fact that y'all was acting up like that. It's just not cute. It's not cute. So, I don't know. I think those y'all who thought that shit was cute and, oh my God, so sexy, oh my God, that y'all need to really reevaluate some shit. Cause that wasn't no type of charming or endearing to me. Y'all bitches was really grown ass men about to fucking really fist fight over this shit. And it's like, half the reason I feel like Lawrence is even doing this shit, it's not even because he truly loves Issa. I think it's because it's weird to see her thriving and doing all this type of shit, living her life, you know, with this next nigga. I think it's uncomfortable for Lawrence to face his own decisions and how those decisions have affected his future or non-future at this point with Issa. I think also you sprinkle some ego in there, and Lawrence has had that history of that corny ass ego flaring up. We saw that pop up with how he dealt with Condola in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a mix of those things. I don't think that nigga really truly is in love with Issa. I just don't think that nigga knows what the fuck he wants. I think also that the connection between Nathan and Issa is it gives very much convenience to me. Like, you're just here and I'm here and we have history and that's it. You see what I'm saying? And they talk about, like I said, that moving in together to me sounds like that shit is crazy as hell. That shit sounds crazy as hell. Also, really quickly, I want to say, even though Amal's character, Issa's brother, Amal's character was funny in this episode, especially during that conversation where Lawrence and Nathan were speaking or arguing through code, like through food, through Houston versus LA food. Like, he was funny. Like, he obviously asked Nathan what they were doing tomorrow, what he was doing tomorrow, so that Nathan could say, me and Issa are looking for apartments and shit, so that Lawrence could hear it, like, obviously. And he had that shady little look, and he was looking with his little mimosa, whatever the fuck he was drinking. Like, obviously he was funny, but overall, I wish that this show handled Amal's character better. I wanted Amal, especially if you're gonna hype this up as this, you know, the gay character on the show, oh my gosh. Like, I wanted him to give something of substance to the show, to the plot, to the group, to the friend group or something. Like, I wanted it to be of substance. To me, it's just corny that every time he came on the screen, it's just like, obviously to be that, you know, shady gay, to be that shady, ooh girl, you just be that shady gay character. It's like, okay, yes, okay, some black gays are shady. A lot of us are very shady. We love to read all that shit. Yes, but that's like 10%, 20% of our personality. Like, well, I wanted to see him as a full human being, and I don't think we got that. And that's kind of the problem I have with a lot of shows in general. So take, for example, you know how you see like these all-white casts, and they take a black person, just randomly plop one black character in a group, in a cast of all white people. You might as well have just kept that shit as an all-white cast. You know, because you don't have black writers to write the nuances of how a black character would navigate in these spaces. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel believable if the person ends up being like a caricature of what blackness is. That's how I feel about Amal's character. He's just a shade machine, and there's nothing more to him. It's just, to me, that, I don't know, that part to me will always be corny. Sometimes it's okay. If you don't know how to write gay characters, or if you just want to pigeonhole them into this little box, it's just cut the character. It's okay. Just make him straight. The actor ain't even gay. Like, it was annoying to me. And he's been annoying to me throughout this entire season, because it's just like I said, it didn't seem like he was a full human being. He was just like that's the shady gay girl. Yes, honey. Yes, God, honey, girl. Yes. Also, what y'all doing tomorrow? But it didn't come across as like authentic. But yeah, everything else I really enjoy about this damn show. Like I said, the episode was so well done because you knew immediately when you saw all these characters in the same place at the same time, something was gonna happen. Something. And it's like you're waiting the entire episode to see what exactly is it that's gonna happen, right? And I'm just like, are y'all really gonna get physical right now? Like, Lawrence, girl, whose ass are you gonna be? It's no shade, but Lawrence, what are you gonna do? Girl, it just seemed like a bunch of stupidness that left Issa in the middle, you know, trying to decipher it all. Leave both them niggas alone and go about your business. Like, at this point, build yourself up, depend on yourself, stand on your own, and move on. You will find whatever you need to find when you find it in the future. But in my opinion, if this show, and because we have the season finale coming up, in my opinion, if this show ends with Issa being single and fulfilled, I would not be mad about it. You don't need no nigga. Like, it's great, like I said, to see Molly, how she's evolved, and now she's probably finding this really deep love, right? And she seems ready for it. Like, that's great. But Issa, I think it would be cool to see her be like, I don't need anybody else to work through my own insecurities or work through the issues that I have, or just at the end of the show realize like, oh wow, like all I need is me. That's it. You know, and it's not to say that she'll be single forever and she'll never find a man, but it's just like, I don't need this bullshit. She could come to that conclusion. I don't need this shit. All I need is me and my friends, my group of friends, my family, the people who have watched me grow, helped me grow. Like, that's all I need. And whatever will come to me in the future will come. Like, and it's not gonna be set up as a fucking sad ending. You know, that's happiness, that's fulfillment. When you let go of bullshit, of toxicity, that's a happy ending. Right? So, I don't know. I could be wrong. She might end up with somebody. I don't know. But, yeah, this episode was full of mess. And the girls ate it up. Y'all ate it up on social media. But yeah, y'all, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out my Patreon. New podcast episode coming out on there on Tuesday, tomorrow. Love you so much. And make sure that you have a good goddamn week.
Tell them keep it there, freeze. Fangs coming out, but they couldn't scare me. Open up your mouth and give me 2 pairs, please. Baby, don't you wanna come excite me? Sink your teeth into it, don't tread lightly.